Welcome to part 2 of me attempting to beat the Hitman trilogy by killing my targets with only the rubber duck. If you missed it, I highly recommend checking out the first part where I attempt to beat the missions in Hitman 2016 with only the rubber duck. But if you're all caught up, then I hope you're ready to see me attempt to beat Hitman 2 with the pale duck. The rules still remain exactly the same as part 1, where all tools and equipment is allowed as long as the duck gets the killing blow. Also, I am still once again only allowed 1 duck per level. Now onto the challenge, but first, why don't you subscribe so you can have small channel bragging rights and say you've been here from the very start. Our first mission takes place in Hawke's Bay, where I get into the holiday spirit by equipping a Santa Claus outfit along with my good old rubber duck Timothy. This mission was quite unremarkable and quite easy since it's only a single target mission where I've got to break into a house and just, well, blow the target up. There's nothing else to be said about Hawke's Bay really. All I can really say is I wish the challenge remained this easy for the rest of the run, but that ain't gonna happen, is it? Moving on to Miami, the first proper mission in the game. A simple 2-target mission. Now, in order to give Timothy the duck a good old double kill, we have to ensure that both targets are in the exact same place at the exact same time. It was here that I realised if my target won the race, then her and the other target will be sent to the winner's podium where they will meet up and exchange a lovely fatherly daughterly conversation or whatever the hell they're doing. However, since our target does not win the race by default, I had to take a few creative liberties. Once the race was won, we had to wait for the targets to meet in the podium area, and we get our plan ruined by this random ass NPC picking up my duck and walking away. After a brief restart of the whole mission, I just throw the duck directly at the targets and blow them up. I then grab the boat keys and drive off. Another relatively easy mission. It just required a hell of a lot of waiting around, and I do not want to do that again. Next up is the mission Santa Fortuna, where there's no way that I was able to figure out to get all of the targets to converge on one location via a challenge or a mission story. However, there is hope. There is one mission story where you can get 2 of the targets together and crush them with a statue. So I tested it to see if it was possible to push this statue down with a duck, and amazingly, I could do it. So with this revelation in mind, all I had to do was drag the final target's unconscious body to the base of the statue, which I managed to do as peacefully as possible. After a long and arduous drag across the entire map, I had everything fully set up and ready. I then commenced the mission story by drumming in a band. However, 2 random NPCs kept noticing the body every time I reloaded the save, so in order for me to complete this challenge, I'd have to take them out as well, which I managed to do after a solid 45 minutes of trying that I don't have footage of. Once the NPCs were taken care of, we put our plan into action and blew the duck up, killing our first target and knocking down the statue, killing our other 2 targets. This mission may have been simple, but my god, those NPCs that I needed to take out took so many attempts I was just starting to go insane. But here's the kicker, it's only going to get harder from here. The next mission will drive me completely insane. Now we are on to Mumbai, which even the sheer mention of this mission makes me want to go into a corner and cry and think about my actions. This mission absolutely sucked. There's no mission story that I know of that makes all 3 targets converge on one location once again. So, at the start, I decided to take a creative liberty and allow this random act of God to take out my first target. And then, this caused a chain reaction that made the other 2 targets meet up on a nearby bridge, where I blew them up with the duck. However, with all this said and done, I wasn't happy. So I went back for myself, and I knocked out 2 of the targets, dragging them across the entire very highly populated map into a sewer, and then I went to the 3rd and final target and used my little gun law glitch to lure her over.
You look like a foolish little...
However, this took so long. I think I've got about 5 hours of footage from Mumbai alone. So when I finally managed to pull it off, put all 3 unconscious targets on top of each other and put the rubber duck there and hit that trigger, it was the most satisfying moment in my whole YouTube career. But man, fuck this mission. Even doing it in this way, where I dragged all of the targets' bodies together, I still had to pretty much kill every single guard on the map, so it pretty much turned into a kill everyone challenge anyway. Speaking of kill everyone challenges, now we move on to Whittleton Creek, where I decide to blow off some of that pent-up steam I built in Mumbai by slaughtering every single person that stood in my way. Which honestly, it made the mission so easy, I honestly wish I hadn't done it, but my challenge, my rules, so shush. The hardest part of this mission was actually doing the side objective where I had to gather clues, because I never pay attention to games apparently, I just didn't know where anything was. Now it's time for the Isle of Sgail.
Someone's in a hurry to get inside. Well, no one's putting a gun to your head.
Which is just another easy, simple 2-target mission. And by this point, I was so sad and beat up from doing all the other missions that I just used a simple gun law glitch on one of the targets, bringing them both together in an upper floor of the building and hitting the trigger of the duck, killing them both instantly. This mission was just so easy, and it was actually really nice to see, because the others have just, they've been too painful, and I can't even turn that pain into good content because it's just me being stupid. Although it is worth pointing out, in the Isle of Sgail, it did take me a fair bit of time to pull off the gun law glitch, because once again, I'm very piss poor at video games. Next up is New York, and yes, I'm doing the DLCs too. New York was a really easy, uneventful mission, which is a nice change of pace because of the difficulty from earlier. However, it was kind of boring, and the majority of my footage is once again just me being an imbecile failing to open the bank vault. The reason this mission was so easy was simply due to the fact that it was an easy 1-target mission, meaning I can just throw Timothy directly at the target, no hesitation, and blow her the fuck up. Finally, it's time for the final mission, Haven Island, where I easily use the gun law on 2 of the targets who spawn quite close to me, and I take them into my little shack, knock them out, and start heading towards the final target's location. Once I'm there, I keep trying to place the gun down to do the gun law glitch for a final time, but every time I try it, one of his guards or a bloody butler looks at the gun and does the glitch and decides to follow me, which is just really stupid. To be honest, I thought only the targets could do it, but this would take a little bit more finesse to get this guy to follow me, which in the end I managed to do. I managed to lure the target all the way over to my little shack with the other 2 targets, knock him out, get dressed as Santa, place a duck, and blow them all up, heading to a nearby speedboat for an easy escape. So, is it possible to beat Hitman 2 with only the pale duck? Why yes it is possible. It just takes a gigantic amount of patience and the ability to not go insane. I just wanted to thank you guys for all the support and for making it this far in the video. I hope you all enjoyed. We recently hit 400 subscribers and I wanted to thank you all for the insane support. My next video will probably take some time due to it being the holidays. Hell, that's probably why this video is as short as it was. But for the meantime, I've created a Discord that I've put in the description of this video. Feel free to join. I'm pretty active on there and I've got a small little community chatting amongst ourselves, so it's quite nice to be a part of. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of the video and what you guys want to see next. Hopefully soon I'll get this challenge finished so I can move on to my biggest and best idea yet. You guys are going to love it. Happy holidays, you guys, and I'll see you all very soon. Did you know that 99% of you aren't subscribed?